Hello everyone and welcome back to a new episode of Tales of Algerath. Everyone, please say hi.
Hello. Howdy.
Hello there.
Okay, today we Hello, thank you. Today we continue our beautiful alternate universe session where we left last time. Last time we left off after defeating Atlantis, the Queen of Atlantis. Our group brought the trident to the Queen and received some favors in form of a personal therapist for the group.
Thank God.
Leroy asked for parts for mechanical armor. Nimble asked for help in the kingdom of Ares, and Mino asked if he could get some more of those polymorph potions. So, who would like to start? We left off with Feng Pru flirting again with the Queen, Leroy leaving with Otley, the therapist, and Mino and Nimble leaving for the ship.
So, Mino, where to next?
Shall we go to the ship, or
Well, of course,
would
but
you like to see the city?
I could take a break and look at the city.
Sure thing.
I know Fang Pru and Leroy got some plans, so we can't leave immediately.
Yeah, I'll just follow you.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the library, if there's one.
Sure. You ask around, and they lead the people lead you to a very big old building. It's kind of reminiscent of a church, but a bit more, a bit less religious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The doors are open. You can go inside, and there are these big shelves, and the hall is filled with different kinds of books, and sunlight coming down from these big painted windows, and you're free to do whatever you want or look up whatever you want.
I'm just gonna read folklore.
Sure. Would you like any specifics, or
Just rereading the story about the old mermaid and what the kingdom used to be, so that I can get a full grasp of what I basically destroyed.
Sure. So you and Mino will catch up on the local folklore and fairy tales about Atlantis and its history.
Yeah.
Leroy, would you like to start your therapy session with Otley?
Just hope she isn't that wholesome.
Yeah, I can be very wholesome.
Oh, now I'm scared.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh no.
Leroy, you follow Otley down this long corridor until she stops at a regular wooden door, opens it, and behind the door lays this small room with two chairs and a big window with patterns on it, and it's warm, it's friendly, it's a very comfortable room, and she leads you in. Please take a seat.
Sure.
You don't have to if you don't want to. I have some people prefer to walk around while talking. Some people prefer to lie down. I'm open.
I'll take the seat.
Of course.
I'd like to check what race she is.
Roll investigation. And while you do that, Oddly puts a little plate of with 5 cookies
Nat
and
20.
yay! No,
I now deem you the race of gummy axolotls.
Oddly is an anthropomorph axolotl.
Dang it.
She, on a small table between your chairs, she puts 2 glasses of water, one for you and one for her. Okay. So this is our first session. You just so you know, you're open to tell me how much you want or not want. The important thing is that you feel comfortable. But it seems that I have been called by your friend because they were worried. Would you like to talk about it?
Sure. I'd like to check if the water's poisoned.
Roll investigation check.
I guess this is where you could start talking. You just don't trust.
The water is not poisoned.
I can never be too sure. So, continuing.
Well, your friends seem to be a bit worried about you. And we don't have to talk about anything. We can talk about the weather or whatever. But
What
if
do you mean worried?
I was called because of the queen granted your friend a request, and since they oh god, my brain sorry how to phrase that? Oh god. Well, they seemed to be glad that you came with me. That's at least what I felt, what it felt for me like it. Do you know what that might be?
I don't think so. It's probably because of what happened to that queen, but never mind.
I picked up on some things about the battle, but Please alliterate.
Well, I tried to solve it. I tried a little bit to be pacifistic. Let's just say it didn't end well.
Well, being pacifistic and trying not to kill each other is always a good approach. But yes, unfortunately, that's sometimes not work. But I am proud that I'm glad that you at least tried.
And for some reason, every time I've tried to be pacifistic, it always ends in murder.
Oh dear, why do you say that?
Well, it all started when I was just a wee lad. It was such a great family.
She leans in
You
closer.
know how sometimes you have like a servant. They were paid well,
Yes,
above minimum wage.
yes,
Well, apparently that servant was not there for the job, but more on a specific case of murder.
Oh my.
Yeah, do you know the incident that happened in the Kingdom of Freedom, like 12 or 13 years back?
She leans back and thinks for a moment. Hey, if I recall correctly, there was this the family home of a more of the wealthier citizens. The house burned down, if I'm correct.
Yes. And I was at the epicenter of it all.
Oh,
I was looking for what happened and the cause. Until I stumbled onto my father's study. And there he was, fighting. The one person who I trusted the most in my life. Second most to my parents.
and
He struck my father down. He even asked for mercy. The other fellow just said, "You should deserve mercy, but no. I prefer watching you burn in this blazing home of yours, where all mortals should die."
and
Jeez.
oh dear. And what? How does this make you feel?
Pretty much untrustable to others. I don't even trust my pet cat, even though I've created him.
I understand that something like that can be a burden, especially on a young child. May I ask you, did from that day on, who raised you?
No one. Just wandering the streets, learning jobs as I came along, until I left the kingdom in this country.
And where have you been?
I've been working as a detective, searching, finding pieces of information of my past. And you?
Well, oh, that seems we have a lot to unravel. Of course, like you said, there are quite the trust issues. I would like to work with you about it. If you are willing to work on it.
Maybe.
Don't get me wrong. It is good in this world to have some level of suspiciousness. But even distrusting your own cat might not be healthy. And like I said, from what I only saw them for a few moments. But from what I saw was that your friends... let's talk about your friends. You said...
Which one would you like to talk about?
The group. Are they... you said you distrust anyone. Everyone.
Yes.
What do you think about them? I mean, besides distrusting him, because I got the feeling that they were very worried about you, that they were glad you finally came to me.
Well, what I think is they're a ragtag of adventurers who would like to do what they love to do with life. Explore it, find the mysteries, and find meaning to it.
I'm not a therapist, I'm just thinking about what to... Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm just winging it. Like a wingman.
At some point, this is just going to become Supreme's life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm asking you questions, so you just need to answer them. But I'm thinking of what can I ask him, what would make sense in that scenario, so...
Take your time.
Yeah.
Time to flip the
Oh
tables.
dear, no.
So, I've told you a little bit about myself. Now you tell me about you.
Me?
Yes.
There isn't much to me. I grew up in this city. I got raised by lovely parents. Got a good job. Love helping people.
Something tells me you seemed a little bit troubled. You did stutter between the words and
Oh, God.
stayed quiet sometimes. Tell me, what troubles you?
Well, I have to admit, I might be a therapist for some Yes, but I don't often get the case like you. Like what happened to you, what happened to your family. And like I said, I've been a therapist for quite some time. And that I have to admit, I got a bit.
And how does that make you feel?
Oh, yeah. Like I want to try to help you as best as I can.
But how far are you willing to try? Little? Intense? Or not even at all?
I'm just a therapist. I will try to help you during my sessions. But
And you're standing on the word trying. As have I heard, there is do or do not do, but there is no try.
well, I can help you, but every patient is different, and my approach might help one patient but not help another. Psychologically is not a clear science. So with me saying I'm trying to help you is me saying I'm doing the best that I can, but there's no 100% guarantee that it will work. I hope you understand me.
And and how do you know it's working? How do you know it's not? And how do you know it's not affecting you in any slightest chance?
I usually see the changes in my patients. With some it happens quite quickly in just a few sessions. Some make weeks, months, years. Like I said, it depends on the patient. And I, as a therapist, also need to learn to separate work and private life.
And how do you know it's not really just a facade and not just reality when you're knowing if a patient's being helped?
It comes with practice. But how about you?
You seem more troubled than before. You even made the subject change quite fast.
Yes, because we are here to talk about you, my friend. Your friend didn't ask a favor for you to give me therapy, but for me to help you.
I am not giving you therapy. I'm just asking you simple questions.
She scribbles down something on her notebook.
I like to see if I can notice what she scribbled down.
Make perception.
This is just weird.
Oh yes,
24.
it is. Just notes about what you're talking about, as what you two are talking about, and that it might be a bit more difficult than she hoped, she thought. So, Mr. Leroy,
Continue.
we talked about your childhood, your parents, your current group. I'm having currently, and also had in the past, some cases with similar situations.
If I remember your words correctly, you said this is different somehow. Now you've just suddenly changed your view on this session.
In its severity, it's unique in that you lost everything. No, your home, your parents, no relatives that would take you in. You even moved to a different country. But I have patients that also lost a lot. And I wanted to talk about what coping mechanism you are currently using, or if you're using anything.
Well, I suddenly stopped using my coping mechanism to change my view on this world.
By that, I assume mind-altering substances.
Maybe, maybe not.
Well, I'm actually glad you stopped using such substances, since they can actually make your mind state worse. They might help for a few minutes, hours, depending on what kind or the doses, but it's not a long-term solution. And I would like to help you find coping mechanisms that can help you more efficiently.
Sure.
You hear a knock on the door.
What is it?
And that's when we jump to Feng Pru. Feng Pru, you are currently in the chambers with the Queen.
I think I did something bad to the therapist.
Oh no.
No, it's not that bad. She had let's just say she's used to, she had patients that tried to therapy her, but not in that extent that Leroy is currently doing. And you're using my I need to find the right words in English and not being a professional therapist against me.
Oh, you should totally have her swear under her breath in German.
What the fuck? Scheiße, Alter. Feng Pru, are you still there?
Well, Leroy can speak Undercommon.
I think the German version of D&D is Semnian, zumindest in Critical Role.
Semnian.
Okay, Feng Pru, it's your turn. You're currently in the private chambers of the Queen, which is kind of like her own little flat, so that's her area. Oh boy, oh boy. Yes.
Thanks for getting action, baby.
Okay, you're currently in her private area. There are still guards nearby, but they leave you your privacy, and you're currently in the living room. As what would be the living room? It's nice. It's bright. Big windows where the ocean breeze can come through. There's this big sofa you're sitting on with champagne and fruits and sweets on the table in front of you, and just chatting and laughing and just having a nice time. What would you like to do? I was actually surprised that Leroy threw out his backstory like that to a total stranger, but I don't trust anyone, and then just told the backstory.
I don't trust anyone, but here's my entire lore.
Yes. But actually interesting to see.
I'm trying to use that backstory against her.
Yeah, and like I said, she probably had people with similar backstories, but you like losing everything in one night is still a bit, oh my god. And like I said, you're using my I need time to think, because I'm not an actual therapist, against me with that. Because it's not quite always role playing, but me just needing time to think, especially since English is not my native language.
Yeah, at some point it like crosses over between real life and then roleplay.
Yeah, I think I also
Trust me.
dropped
I
her.
learned to give therapy.
I also dropped her voice, but she's usually more higher up and more squeaky. But like I said, if I need to think, I'm lowering my voice. That's why Mino sounds depressed.
Yeah.
Who knew getting those therapy lessons to those 3 teens actually pretty much helped improve my therapy lessons.
You see, ocean smells so great, but don't you get bored of it? Don't you ever want to explore the world? Well, sometimes. I mean, I'm not stuck here, if you imply that. I'm free to leave and visit other countries, but my duties lie here, and I like it that way. Of course, for holidays, I sometimes visit the different countries and try to keep diplomacy going, just in case. And how about you? Any place? I mean, you traveled far and wide, I assume. Is there any place you want to settle, maybe? She takes a sip from her champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah,
Whoa.
the nice stuff. Like,
Yeah.
she's the queen, so she gets, of course, the nice stuff.
Yeah. Ugh. Cannot believe this.
I think it's also kind of interesting that Leroy just sees the group as a group, and also, I mean, of course he distrusts them, but like how he sees the group is also kind
Yeah, he just thinks that they're like just average adventurers
yeah, it's
that are just
just doing it for fun, basically.
Just because they have nothing else in life.
Yeah. I don't like staying in one place for long, but I would be persuaded by the right person to stay. Sips champagne. Oh, really? Flirt. Yeah, roll to flirt. Straight charisma.
Can I try and see if there's a disturbance in the forest?
What? Investigation check? I don't know. Okay.
No, battle please. I sensed faint proof. Alone with something.
Are you serious?
I guess the forest.
Why do you always get net 20s when flirting with her? Oh dear. My offer was accepted again. Well, it looks like the dice gods. You have the favor of the dice gods. Because while you keep flirting and having fun, and she scoots closer and closer, and you can feel your own fur kind of standing up in excitement as she scratches your chin again, like she did before. I think it's because of Rose in the other campaign. Maybe.
That makes sense.
So, you enjoy the beverages, keep talking, flirting, and cuddling, and scratching and petting, and it gets hot, and you move a room further. And that's when I turn to Nimble on Mino.
Say Mino.
Yeah.
How about you remind me, why did you decide to go out adventuring with me and the group?
Well, of course, the wizard that tried to shoot my town down with meteors.
Yeah.
Why are you on this adventure?
Well, I've been looking for a certain person for a while. Not really a person. I'm not sure what they are, but I can feel them calling me. And that's why I went out adventuring in the first place. But when I saw that wizard, I just knew he was trouble. And I just couldn't sit by and let him do whatever he'd like without something stopping him. And so I've decided to do whatever I can, which means going with these weirdos. I think there's something that pulls people together, which I won't get into, but I do believe that souls are called to one another, which could be why the wizard who I'm going after attacked your town. It's because it was meant for us to get in a group and for you to join us. I don't know.
That,
You're a cleric, right?
yeah. That thought.
Could be your divine intervention. something else, pushing people together.
That actually sounds quite nice when you put it that way.
Yeah. I spent years studying, and I think the universe is bound to repeat itself. And every time the universe dies, it resets, and all the old things that happen again. With slight changes, but, there's always that repetition, and all the particles that were once there kind of die out, and, then they come back. And so our particles are just going and leaving, and then they come back. Which probably means we've been here before.
You mean like with us, but different?
Maybe. There's not a lot of change about me, though.
Man. Just
It's a
thinking.
thought.
Yeah, but just thinking about this different versions of us. Might be fun.
What do you think would be different about you?
I don't know. Maybe. Don't know. Maybe kind of different fur colors. Maybe I get the fur color from my dad, instead of my mom.
Oh. I'd probably be able to fly by now. Or maybe different colored wings or feathers. I was always thinking a white would look good on me. Or purple. Either work.
I mean, in the right light, your feathers are kind of purpley-ish. They depending on the light, it's black purpley.
Yeah. I like it that way. It's just books.
If it helps, I like you the way you are. And he pats your back with his giant hand compared to you.
Thank you. You're pretty good yourself.
Thanks. So, what are you reading? He leans over your shoulder and looks at the book.
It's some history of the town, or actually the town before, Atlantis, the one that kind of just sunk. Apparently they had good kebabs.
I mean, I've never tried kebabs.
Well, there's something. It's most of a local thing. They eat it by the shore, which is where I first tried it in Britain. Have I ever told you about my friend Limpton Tea?
I think you mentioned him once or twice, but never told about him.
He's an odd fella, and he's the man who taught me all these tea recipes I know. The therapeutic tea, common tea, the tea that makes you go to the restroom quicker, the tea that makes you not go to the restroom at all the tea.
When I meet him, I have to thank him. Your tea is quite nice.
Yeah.
As you keep reading the books and chatting in a suitable voice for a library, because you can shout in the library.
Yeah.
You see 4 royal guards coming up. Oh god, the chat. Stop it!
Guards coming into the library?
Yes, and heading towards you.
Howdy.
Greetings. Don't be alarmed, but we have the order to escort you back to the castle for an urgent manner.
Oh. Well, come on, Mina, let's go.
Okay. So you both get up and follow the guards. And that's where I jump back to Feng Pru. Today's a lot of jumping back and forth today. Feng Pru, you and the queen are currently... how to put it?
Pitching the tent.
Not that far. Let's say cuddling. And you're currently in the process of moving from the living room to the bed chambers, as there's a knock on the door. What now? I will be right back, my dear. And she goes to the door and opens it. Before she opens the door, she makes her hair less tangled. If it's make you uncomfortable, don't worry about it. It might be important. She makes her hair presentable again and opens the door in, and before her stands this old guy, long robe, long beard, one of the wizards you have already seen in the castle. My lady, we might have a serious problem. What is it? May I talk with you in privacy? Of course. I will be right back. And she follows him she goes with him to the conference room. Feng Pru, either you listen in on what they are saying, or will just jump to her coming back after a few minutes.
I didn't do anything, I promise.
Probably.
Oh dear. I listen in, of course. Okay. Make a perception check and a stealth check.
You know he's gonna succeed, both of them.
Yes, but just for fun.
And he's
Unless he
gone.
rolls in that one.
Yes, because that would be hilarious.
Yes, it will.
Okay, while Feng Pru seems to have problems with his connection, we jump back to Leroy. As you sit in Oddly's office, you hear this knock on the door.
I like to carefully.
Pardon?
I will be very carefully on guard.
Oddly stands up and opens the door. Yes. Is it important? I have a meeting. In front of her stands one of the royal guards in full armor. Yes, we are aware and we are terribly sorry, but there is an emergency where we were sent to retrieve the individual called Leroy Watson, and we were told that he is currently under your care. Doesn't it have time for half an hour? No.
I would like to go invisible.
So you go invisible?
Yes, if they don't see me, I like to go invisible and just spy on them.
I mean, Oddly is currently kind of blocking the door. So there's no way in and out since Audley is currently in the door.
Yes. Yes, I know that. She doesn't know what I have.
Okay. Roll a stealth check for me.
Do I have a +3 to stealth?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm scared.
I mean, it's not a 1.
So anyways, I heard my name. And what am I being called for?
You're asking the royal guard.
Yes.
Fangpur is back. Fangpur, I'll be with you in a second. Please, for me, roll a perception and a stealth check. Yes. I assume you are Leroy Watson?
I don't know. Am I? Or am I somebody else?
Sir, please. We don't have time for this. The Queen sent for you.
I like to see if he's lying to me.
Make an insight check. 18.
About an 18.
Yeah, no, he was told to go and fetch you, and that's all.
Okay, I'll go.
And Fangpru, currently
Nice
the
to
royal
see you.
guard picked up Leroy from his therapy lessons and leads him back to the throne room. But you, like I said, please roll for me a stealth and a perception check. Perception, so you
Minecraft.
Pardon?
Continue.
Perception, so you can hear what they are talking, and stealth, just that they don't know you're listening. Okay, yeah. Just wanted to make sure. As the Queen leaves to the next room, you ever so silently sneak closer to the door and put your ear against it. What is it? Is it really that important? Yes, Your Majesty. I'm afraid that the trident your guest and his group has brought to you is fake. What do you mean? It's a replica. It's not the real one. It's not even magic. But they brought it from Atlantis. I know, Your Majesty. Either they switched it or it was switched before. Otherwise, I can't explain it. Well, send for his companion. We will meet in the throne room. And you hear footsteps coming closer to the door she exited. You quickly dart to the other side of the room without making a sound and let it seem like you have been waiting in the area between living room and bed chambers the whole time they were talking. Well, I'm afraid we have to move our little conversation to a later date. There seem to be some problems with the trident.
No.
She's currently talking to
No.
Fang Pru. not to Leroy.
Oof.
Shall we go to the throne room? I already sent for your friends. What is it? We merely die to get it. Yes, I heard the stories and saw the reports about the attack on the harbor. But please, follow me to the throne room so we can discuss this this unfortunate event. And she goes back to the throne room with you. As everyone gets led into the throne room by the royal guards, and the queen sits on her throne again with the trident in her hand. Leroy, Nimble, and Mino have just arrived and have no idea what just happened with the trident.
So, why have you called us here?
She holds the trident in her hand and tries to find the right words.
Just say it already.
Without being or sounding accusing, but is this trident you brought me the real one?
It came from the real place.
So you brought this trident down from Atlantis?
Yes, but I will tell you, something seemed off about it. Which, if I'm guessing something's up with it.
What do you mean?
Well, when I was on the ship, fighting the big lady, I tried to use it, and I don't know if it was because I didn't attune to it. I didn't have the capabilities, but I just couldn't do anything with it. I couldn't control water. I couldn't do anything, and I was confused.
She looks at you, her eyes darting over you, trying to decipher if you're telling the truth. And for a moment, she just looks and then nods. And turns to the rest of the group, including Fang Pru and Mino. So she looks at Fang Pru, Leroy, and Mino. Your Majesty,
What did I do?
like my friend said, we dove down. Fang Pru actually was the one who stole it. It was kinda, he just swooped it under her off, and we brought it to the surface.
And I made sure to pat him down and found nothing. Twice.
All of you, make a persuasion check.
Alright.
Aren't we telling the truth?
Well, they don't know that. Not 20 for my story.
Lyra's 14.
At least it was not a nat 1.
Yeah. Thank God for your modifying.
Leroy, I think the difference between persuasion and deception is persuasion. You are telling the truth and you're trying to persuade something that you are telling the truth. Fang Pru, what the fuck?
Not a net.
Okay, not a net. And deception is like you're lying and trying to tell a lie. So since you guys are telling the truth, it's a persuasion. And,
Persuasion. Yeah.
yeah, and Mino rolls a 15. That's the wrong character. No, that's the right. Persuasion. Okay, yeah, that's a 16.
For some reason, I'm always at the end of every single list.
It's just Leroy's thing, except when it comes to investigation.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I wonder why.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. I need to do something. Give me a second.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah, I will be back in
So-
2 seconds.
Go ahead.
So, am I allowed to give the queen a therapy lesson and corrupt her?
No.
Aw. Why not? I'm trustworthy.
Not really.
What do you mean? It's not like I try to drug.
I don't think anyone's gonna allow you to get near the queen after this. Your therapist is gonna say, yeah, he's a danger to the entire kingdom. Let's not let him.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
The way you said that, I did not do nothing wrong. You did everything wrong.
What do you mean?
If you did nothing wrong, that would be okay. But you did not do nothing wrong. So you did something wrong.
So, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What did I miss?
I just told him that he couldn't give the queen a therapy lesson.
No, that's what she has oddly for.
But apparently I gave her a therapy lesson. So wouldn't that make me the better therapist?
There are different kinds of therapists. She likes oddly as a therapist. Okay.
And her therapist is certified. Leroy's
Yes.
just like, yeah, I can probably be a therapist.
Yes. And because of your comment earlier, you helped Mino with his depression, which doesn't mean it goes away completely. And I still have to try to give Mino a deeper voice, which sounds depressing, but he's actually not depressed. He just has a deeper voice.
So back to our roles.
Yeah.
Time to prepare my investigation voice.
Okay. After you all told her the story about how you required the trident and fought Atlantis, and you just brought it up, fought her, went to bed for a few hours because you were totally almost demolished by her. And bringing the trident back to her, she nods and leaves the room with her people, like her inner circle, to what's the word?
Discuss.
Yeah, thank you. Discuss what should happen, if they believe you guys or not.
I like to eavesdrop in that conversation.
I have to
Using Mr. Cuddles.
Mr. Cowles. Okay, because you are currently watched by royal guards. So at first, please roll stealth for Mr. Cuddles, so he can sneak away. Okay, yeah,
22, baby.
nice. Yeah, Mr. Cuddles is a cat. You see Mr. Cuddles just... At first,
Yeah, he can fly for some reason.
you see Mr. Cuddles just strolling around, at first to Leroy's legs, then the legs of the group, just strolling around like cats do, and then suddenly disappear behind a pillar. Roll a perception for me, so we can see how much Mr. Cuddles hears.
13?
13.
Plus my Flash of Genius.
That's a +3.
Yep.
Okay, so 16. Mr. Cuddles actually flies up behind a pillar, so he's out of sight, and sneaks closer to the door and presses an ear against it, and he can hear slightly muffled. But I'm not sure if they are lying. I mean, yes, Your Majesty, but where else could it be? I don't know. I believe them. Maybe there are different means on locating that object. Yes, maybe, I don't know. We know it's hard for you to... We were astounded as well, but my dialogues are not up to date.
You're good.
Playing so many different characters is hard.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can locate it, but I personally believe them. And the door flings open, and the queen comes back. Yeah, great. Now I started DMing. I will be forever a dungeon master. Oh no.
Yeah. Roll.
Give me a second. Spell. Okay.
Oh yeah. As the queen comes back, I just start casting a message to the group.
What are you telling them?
Oh, I'm telling what she just said. Every single word of it.
Okay.
And lucky for me, I have the keen mind feat, so I don't forget.
Well, we have discussed what might happen to you, the Trident, and his replica.
It's a replica?
Yes, this one is fake. It turns out...
I remember the note I gave you earlier.
Pardon?
Do you remember the note that I gave you earlier? Before we went to the Atlantis.
The letter why you came to this kingdom.
Yes. I believe that wizard took it. He's been going to other kingdoms, taking their artifacts that the kingdom was supposed to safeguard. He started with the Kingdom of Freedom.
And this tea leaf you're speaking of,
Yes.
that's the person you warned me about.
Yes.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I add my flash of genius to it?
Yes, you can add the flash of genius. I will. Okay. I mean, I'm taking in consideration that Feng Pu also pushes the it's probably tea leaf idea, so it would give you advantage.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, Feng Pu, you use the help action, which is actually giving him the advantage.
I rolled a 20! A 20!
Oh, you already you had a 1 again. Didn't see that.
I got 20 in total with Flash of Genius.
A dirty 20, okay.
Oh no, just a dirty 20.
Yeah, dirty 20. She sighs heavily, thinking about what the next steps are to do. Well then,
Well,
we will investigate this tea leaf more closely. Are there any more important information you might can give to us before you leave? Something that can help us possibly retrieve the trident.
well, how is that supply gathering for the defensive armor that I gave you the idea for?
Oh yes, I sent my servants to look out for the materials you might need. Most of it can be required, so it can be collected, but I'm afraid this energy source of what you need might be a bit of a problem.
Fix that. Oh, I can fix it.
Yeah.
My cat is basically a generator of magic.
Leroy. I also know this city has a bunch of tech. They might have one that you can purchase. But, Your Majesty, I do suggest, as I stated previously, the town of Ares gathering, and if you'd like to, you can go over and talk to the citizens, and we'll send anybody else that might be able to help to the town so we can start a kind of a group to stop T-Liv.
She nods. Yes, of course. I will send ambassadors right away.
Alrighty.
Thank you very much for your service.
I can get started on the machine as soon as you want.
All the parts will be available this evening.
Okay.
But for now, you are free to leave.
Mr. Cuddles? I'm gonna make you a big set of armor. You're gonna be my co-pilot. You know you can speak Draconic if you want. Or any language that I know.
Just Leroy's just talking
Draconic.
with his cat. So, you guys want to go?
Nimble will go back to the boat.
I'm rolling intelligence to just start building the machine when I get there, and if I add my proficiency with tools, which is doubled. That makes it a 10. So, is a 27 good?
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you leave the castle with the very disappointed and a bit sad queen behind, oddly already waddling in her direction. 27 from which building? Okay, I will keep that in mind. I'm sorry, Queen, but since Dilef got it, we need to go. Yes, of course, I
I feel
understand.
bad for Fang Fu.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
I feel bad for him. He was so close into some action, but farewell, Fang Fu.
As you descend down the stairs, you actually see. I mean, Nimble and Mino kind of walked past it, but it now gets clear about people running around, getting busy, preparing things. And at first you thought, okay, yeah, that's a normal day in the city. But as you descend down the stairs, it gets clear. The people of this town are preparing a celebration. There are flags and tables get pulled out on the streets where there's space, and music slowly starts to play and people are cheering, and there are the symbols of the trident all around you.
It's probably a wedding.
Fang Pru asked about what happened. Didn't you hear? They brought up the trident, the legendary trident. This has to be celebrated.
Yeah, I heard about that too. It's a great event.
And as you reach down the bottom of the stairs, you can see.
Let's not tell them.
Yeah, no. The city doesn't have much space since it's a floating island, but some streets have these patches of grass, and there are some clearances in the buildings where there are fountains and areas for people to still relax and enjoy at least a little bit of nature. And the city as a whole has these old buildings apart from the main castle, and there are growing these vines and other climbing plants on the buildings. And despite it being an artificial island, it's actually quite green, and it's buzzing with people, with laughter. It gets more and more the minute you just stand there and try to keep it in the atmosphere. Would you like to join the festivities or return to the ship?
Nimble would prefer to go back to the ship because he knows what happened.
I'd like to know which type of... Is it grapevines or just normal vines?
Make a nature check.
I'm gonna suck at this, I can feel it. How about a 16?
16, yeah. You gather, I mean, there are different kinds of plants growing around you. Some of them are just normal ivy, but some of the buildings, especially the bars and the restaurants, have this wine that can be eaten or can be used to make wine, growing on their walls. And some of the building even have old fisher nets hanging over the streets so the vine can grow on top of them. So at some parts of the streets have this hanging gardens which make beautiful patterns of shadow and light on the floor, and they also take the heat from the sun while standing under it. You imagine, since it's an artificial city, they don't have much place to grow vines and other herbs. They have to import a lot since they don't have fields. I'd like to persuade Nimble and Mina to stay with you.
Nimble,
And what would you like to do with Fangpru and Nimble?
Nimble will reconsider it, and he'll just sit on somewhere near the place and kind of have some food. Not like in the middle of the festivities, but he'll be there.
Okay. Yes, Leroy?
I'd like to take enough grapes to make some wine, at least a cup of wine for myself. The best wine you will ever taste.
Well, the thing is, most of the grapes on the ground level have already been picked by children, by the people running the establishments. The only wine that currently grows and
I got a 29 to look for wines.
Okay, so you find, I would say, 3 clusters of grapes. So it's enough to make yourself a glass of wine.
Oh, yes, please. And I'd like to head back to the ship.
Okay, Fangpru, what would you like to do? Hey, Mino kinda tucks Leroy on the sleeve. Come on, don't you want to enjoy at least the festivities? Let's eat something good, not just my porridge.
I would like to join you, but I got something nice to build. I've noticed that I'm not that great in combat, so I'd like to fix that.
But it's in the middle of the day. She said the parts will be ready in the evening.
Yes, but one must be ready. Plus, I gotta prepare Mr. Cuddles.
Oh, come on.
I don't think there's any persuading him, Mino.
Come on.
Guy's got his mindset on something, he'll stay.
And what do I roll to go against persuasion?
Persuasion, it's a 10 for me, no? No.
And what do I roll to prevent that?
Yeah, maybe wisdom? Or dexterity? Maybe dexterity since... No, constitution. Since constitution, since you try to fight Mino, just come on. Just one meal, just... Like a little child trying to, come on.
Can I add a good flash of genius?
If you want to use it. Mina is just looking at you with this big puppy dog eyes.
I got a 10 as well.
They have mini games. Come on, just one meal.
I like to persuade Mino to go on ahead without me.
Come on, we promised Feng Fu we would look after you.
I get an 18.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Leroy. How about you, come sit by me a bit? You don't have to go in the middle of it. We can just sit by the side and just enjoy the show. You can spend your time, preparing, but, be in the vicinity. It'd be nice.
Ah, yes, another test subject. This should be fun. And I just walk towards Nimble.
Sure.
Here,
I take your invitation.
sit next to me. It's the ground.
I'd like to give him a therapy lesson.
There's guys, he grabs your shoulders and almost lifts both of you up. There's a table free.
Table?
Yeah, or do you want to sit on the ground?
Did you see the table, or did you not?
Was there a tree?
There are no trees, but there are these fisher nets, old fisher nets that are hung between the buildings at some spots where the vine is growing over them. So you have places with shadows.
Yeah, I'd prefer to sit in the shade.
I rolled a dirty 20 to give Nimble a therapy lesson.
Okay.
Now, Nimble, hold on. Yeah, no, he's not gonna do anything. He's just gonna okay.
Okay, so you sit in the shade of the growing vine. There are bustling sounds surrounding you, music at one corner, a different band at the next. There are people laughing and cheering all around you, drinking and having fun. There are the bar maidens running around with kegs full of beer, wine, made plates stacked almost to the sky, it seems like, full of food, and the smell is like coming home, like mom cooked your favorite meal and you just come home. What would you like? Would you like to? There's this bar maiden coming up to your table. Hello, gentlemen. Would you like to order something?
Howdy. What do you like, Leroy?
I like myself something strong.
Get us some, and sweet. Get us some. For me, get me a whiskey, but for him, get him a strong wine.
Okay, a whiskey and a wine, and for you, big guy. And she looks at me. A small keg of mead, please. Okie dokie, coming right up. And she leaves into the tavern. The doors and the windows are open, so you can see inside. And she goes to the bar, and there's this purple tiefling filling and making your order ready. And she comes back with this full plate of beverages and puts it on your table. Anything to eat?
Thank you. Just a salad.
Oh,
Oh, do you have steak?
of course.
Yeah, I'm having a steak. And the salad still.
Steak and a salad. And you too?
I would like your special of the day.
Ooh, special of the day. Would be fried fish with potatoes, some veggies. Does that sound good for you?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
This is the type of kingdom to eat fried fish every day. How is that special?
Yeah,
I mean,
wonder
we
the same
have-
thing.
I mean, I have to admit, we have great fish. They are coming from the water to the kitchen in less than an hour. You can't get any fresher fish anywhere else.
All right.
I take the veggie platter. Okie dokie.
I'm so close to questioning her again.
Giving her a therapy lesson.
Baby, I'm really close to doing so.
I could feel it.
This is his new way of coping.
Yeah.
He's given up drugs and now he's just a therapist, quote unquote.
And somehow I make a really great therapist.
Somehow. Whew. Well,
Okay, so you
after we get done with... Go ahead.
you give her order. She disappears in the kitchen. A few minutes pass by, and she comes back with this 3 giant plates full of food and puts them in front of you. Bon appetit.
Thank you kindly. Is that
I'd like to
French?
check if the food is poisoned.
Roll investigation check.
About a 27.
So, no, it's not poisoned.
No food poisoning. That's good. That's good.
Off topic, but if any of my players do that, like I just really... If anybody checks to see if the food is poisoned and they roll high enough, I'm just gonna be like, yes, your food is poisoned. And then I'll just spiral into some other thing where there's hitmen after them.
Yeah, but
So-
he's doing that so often now, we would get nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and if the food
where
was
would you-
actually poisoned, let's just say she would not wake up the next morning.
Yeah, no, I won't do that to her.
Say, where are we off to after this?
I don't know. Do you know where Tilith might appear next? I mean, they apparently beat us to the Trident.
It could be very well go into the Kingdom of Great Britain or the Kingdom of Fire. Any other major kingdom, you know? Let's see. Let's look at the map. Which one is closest? Yes.
Tell me a bit about yourself.
Bit about me.
Yeah, your past. Or your
Oh.
backstory.
Well, I came from a little Kenku village in the woods, and we didn't have much. And then, well, one day, the forest, it caught on fire. Some pyromancer was messing around. And so I had to flee. And when I left, I arrived at a town, and that's where I met my adoptive parents. And they raised me, and they're actually the scholars of the town. So I had access to books and lots of information. And that's where I grew up, and that's how I became knowledge and taught well. But it was hard. I couldn't speak for a while. They found I found the book, and it allowed me to find this source of magic, which is how I regained my voice, but not yet my ability to fly. But it's a plan of mine to go and visit the patron. You remember that book we found in Ares, the one with the weird text?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the one that we couldn't understand.
Yep. I learned the language years ago in one of the old ancient textbooks. and I pretty much read it in our free time while we were traveling here, and I've got the location down of the temple where I believe my patron rests.
That sounds like a good place to go.
Is it
Yeah.
far from here?
Not really. It's just a bit away from the coast, in the Kuroko village. Past that, in the Kuroko forest, that's where the temple lay.
Well, maybe we can go there next.
Sure. And once we pass that, we'll be on our way going up north. I don't know what's up north, actually.
We need a map.
Yeah, I've been working on a map, but not sure. I've only written down the locations, areas, and kind of marked down where the temple might be in the forest. And I drew the path to how we got to here, like the port. And then while we were traveling by ship, I had the compass down and I was marking the path. So I know bit locations, but no new towns.
If I remember right, you said there was a kingdom of technology, didn't you?
Oh, there is, but I'm not exactly sure where it is. I've just heard some things about it. You know.
Can I see if I can at least try to know?
Well, there's a
Some of the
library over
locations?
there. You might be able to find a book about it if they have information on it.
The history check is for finding a map.
No, it's just like first. It's just like if I at least grasp where the general direction of the kingdom is.
It's somewhere south. No, west from the Kingdom of Freedom, but you have no other direction.
So you're saying it's the kingdom that's south of the Kingdom of Freedom?
I believe it was west.
Well, from the one time I remember, it's south.
Maybe it's southwest. That would answer it.
Who knows?
I don't. Yeah, but well, once we get back to inland, we might be able to find somebody who knows.
Yeah, after we go to your ancestral temple. Oh, your deity.
Yeah, I heard it has some artificers and other people who create just the weirdest type of tech.
I have seen some weird tech from my other country. Yeah, just that for some reason they don't use carriages or horses. They use some sort of automatic carriage, which doesn't require any livestock or a horse.
So, that's interesting. Well, I heard the kingdom, it's built in secrecy, away from any other government, because some of the products they make are quite illegal. And if any king or ruler found out about it, immediately the whole kingdom would be in pursuit.
Sounds great. Mino takes a big sip from his keg.
I like to enhance the flavor of my wine, or whatever I got.
With drugs or with herbs?
With my grapes.
So you're putting grapes in your wine. Okay, you put grapes.
Yes.
You put grapes in your wine. As you sit and talk, nature check. Yeah, now you have grapes in the wine. You see at the free area there are, like, every festival has its little games, and you see at the free area nearby some people setting up different kind of games, and you hear a soft guitar coming from a nearby area, and as you turn around, a few hundred meters away, but still quite visible, with their unusual appearance, sits oddly, just playing her guitar softly. And after some while, you finish eating, and the barmaiden comes back. Would you like a refill?
Just give me some water.
Okay. And you, gentlemen?
Wait, should the parts be at the boat by this time?
I would say you gave the queen in the morning the trident. Were gone for, it wasn't that long before they noticed, for maybe an hour. Now you started eating midday, so I would assume it's now early afternoon. So you still have time.
Sure. Why not join us?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but I have a job to do.
Okay.
Can I get a refill? Of course, big guy. Anything else? She's looking at you, Lyra, if you would like a refill, or if you are fine.
Yeah, one more.
Of course, one coming up. And she takes your empty kegs and glasses and goes back inside to the bar with the purple tiefling refills and puts it on the table again. Here you go.
Thank you.
Anything else I can bring you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Say, Leroy, could you just look up and open your mouth for me?
Who, me?
Yep.
Okay, since I'm just drinking this, sure, why not?
Alright. And I put my water over his mouth, which I'm pretty sure has the fire in it, right?
You know it's magic of fire and it cannot go off until I dispel it, right?
No. I'm just warming it up.
Okay. So, I
Alright.
assume you're making tea?
Yeah.
Which type of tea are you making?
Yeah, just keep your mouth open. I don't need you speaking. I'll make some hibiscus.
Sounds lovely.
Good. Better not be some of that therapeutic tea. The taste was really bad, not gonna lie.
Just keep your mouth open. I won't say
no,
this
I'm doing
often.
this through message.
Oh. Okay. Yep. Well, whenever it's done heating up, I pour my herbs and let the tea sit for a bit just to get the flavor in there.
Okay. So,
I'm just gonna slide some grapes into that tea while he doesn't notice.
make a sleight of hand check.
It's... yeah, one. What are you doing there?
I was thinking I could get some of that tea early before you give anybody else.
Uh huh. What's with the grapes? You can put them in your own glass, you know.
Please don't put things in other people's beverages.
I'm trying to persuade him I'm not doing anything.
And I made a charisma check. Or would it be wisdom?
I was thinking I could give you some grapes to go as a side dish to your tea.
I'll just put it on the glass. Alright, here you go, Mino. And I pour Mino a glass or a cup.
Oh, thank you. Takes a sip. Tastes good.
It's good for relaxation. Would you want some, Leroy?
Sure.
I pour him some. Where's Feng Pru again?
Kinda, don't know. I think he wandered off in the direction of the ship.
And when he's pouring me the tea, after he's done, I just check for if it's poisoned or anything spiked.
Make investigation check.
He got
I
a
rolled
dirty 20.
Okay, right.
I'll tell you this. What Nimble put in it, Leroy could consider poison if he was a pussy. No, I'm just kidding. No.
I mean, grapes are technically
Not-
grapes are poisonous for cats.
Oh yeah. If it was Feng Pru drinking it.
So you
Ew.
were totally wrong, Nimble. Yeah. Wait, I messaged him, and Mino uses his messenger spell. Hey, from Prue, we found a nice spot. Food is good. Wanna join?
Let me keep this tea warm, Leroy.
Put it back in his mouth.
I'll just like kind of hovering it over. Like, you know, yeah.
That probably looks so awkward.
Yeah, everybody else in the town are like, what's up with these guys?
Yeah, what are they doing? Thank crew, Mino ask you, okay, doing something important, but could you buy me some cooked fish? He sends back. Of course. Any preference? Any side dish?
I got some puffer fish.
No, we won't poison our friend. Salmon and mint. Okay.
Never knew cats liked meat.
Apparently this one does. And Mino waves over the bar maiden. Yes? What can I do for you? Could we get salmon and with mint to go, if possible? Oh yes, this can be arranged. And she leaves back inside. And yeah, she leaves back into the kitchen.
So, I had a fun idea for the group. How about we raid every town we go to?
Yeah,
Why would we do that?
I might have.
I don't know.
I might have to put you under arrest if you think of doing that, young sir.
If we, every town we go to, we could, I don't know, make a adventurer's guide and then leave our personal ratings in there. So if people are interested in going and living at the towns, they know which ones are good. And, you know, I think I'll
I
call
thought you
it,
meant a rating, not a rating.
No.
I also thought you burning down the
No.
city.
No.
You mean like a star system? Like, okay, this town is good, it gets 5 stars. This town is bad,
Yeah.
it gets 1 star.
I'd say this one would be a 4.
Why only 4?
I give it a 3.
I like the water and the fish. The people are nice, but I don't know. There's not a lot of greenery in here.
I'll give it a 3.
I actually like the ideas with the baldachin, with the growing plants they use for the shade.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have. I understand that they don't have much space since it's a floating city, but I like the idea.
Yeah. They're also built on top of some historical things, which can be scary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then while I'm going there, I'm just gonna go in stealth and head back to the ship.
Okay.
Alright, see ya.
Okay, Leroy, you go to the bathroom, do your doing, and try to sneak away.
Yep.
Hey, Leroy, we're here. The table's not there. Mino with his passive perception minus are you coming out?
Let him. I think he's had enough time being social.
Yeah.
What's that behind you?
What?
It's, the ocean.
And while they're not looking away from, while they're looking away from me, I cast invisibility.
Huh. I have no idea where he went. I'm going back to the ship too, Mino. You can come along or stay as long as you'd like.
I might come. And
Alright.
you see Mino puts the money on the table he owes and looks inside the tavern in the direction of the bar and then leaves.
Nimble pays for him and Leroy. And throws an extra gold piece for the service.
They also got their fish fang fruit, don't worry.
I start teleporting like every few seconds since I want to get there before they do.
That's fine.
Okay. You already have a bit of a bit ahead. So
Yeah.
I start waving to the
Yes,
people
you gotta
and
have some me time.
sure thing.
When Nimble gets back to the ship, he's gonna just look at the town and attempt to just draw what he sees. Like what it looks like. Just so he can have it to remember.
Sure. You turn around and you see this beautiful coastline, the skyline with the different heights of the buildings and the big white palace in the middle and the little streets and corners. And you go back to the ship.
If I draw it, what check do I make?
Dexterity, since it's your eye-hand coordination.
Alright. Performance or dex? I feel like performance is more like performing for an audience.
Yeah.
A 19.
19. Yes. You draw in your book a beautiful, the beautiful city. The little details, the plants, some of the atmosphere.
In the page next to it, I just write down what Nimble thought of the town, and how the adventures below went, kind of just so he can remember it all.
So you all arrive back to the ship where Fangru is waiting.
Yeah. When I reach the ship, I'll go to the my room if we have one for each member, and I just start breaking down at the remembering what happened on that fateful day.
I guess that therapy really didn't help.
I mean, they only had like half an hour before they got interrupted.
Yeah.
And half of that was him asking oddly the questions.
Yeah.
Fangru just told me he wasn't at the ship, he was somewhere else. But all of a sudden, you hear, I have done some investigation. Look what I found, and he shows off a trident.
Where did you get that?
Was it somewhere
So-
else? Maybe the one in the temple was a decoy.
Do we want to go give it back to the queen?
I mean, we should.
We still have to. Oh. Yeah, that would make sense. It was probably hidden in like a treasure room. Well, I think.
Did you find anything else? Or just the trident?
Personally, I think we should go give it back to the queen in secret. I can dimension door out away from the people, and then dimension door up again to give it to her. It'll be quick and easy. Alright.
Take me there.
We'll be back.
Wait, just because you guys appearing in the throne room, give me her a heads up. And Mino casts sending to the queen. Your Majesty, Fangru found apparently the real trident. They will be with you in a second.
Here, Fang, let me see that real quick. I want to see. Have you already tested it out? Made sure it's the real?
Take me
Alright,
there and
alright,
I will
good.
explain. I use it to... Yes.
Alright, then let's go.
Okay, she has her heads
And...
up.
Yep, dimension door.
You appear right in front of the castle. And the door opens and you're welcome to come inside.
Well, we got it. Like we said we would.
But how? Where was it? Fangru is just wet cat dripping everywhere, leaving a trail of wet paw prints behind.
I'll let him do the explaining. I'm just the traveler.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
She waves a hand, and the mage from before goes to Fang Pru and
What does this even?
takes it from him. While Nimble and Frank Pru are currently at the Queen, Leroy, you are under deck, doing your mechanical operations. Frank Pru says, I got down back to see if we missed anything, and I found a secret room where there were of traps, but I found this. Fang Pru, make a deception check.
Really? You're out here lying again?
He just wants to appear bold and good for the queen, I guess. Unless he's lying
Maybe he
about the
wants to
trident,
continue the action. Who knows?
which I'm gonna remind him we're leaving.
$19. No. Oh, I can't believe it. Thank you so much. The mage takes the trident from Frank Pru. We will thank you very much. We will take good care of it.
Isn't he gonna test it out first to see if it's another fake?
Yeah. We will, just to avoid the predicament from last time, we will cast Identify immediately, and give me a moment. He leaves the room with the trident. Someone get this man a towel. And the queen sends one of her servants to fetch Frank Pru, who is still dripping wet with seawater, a towel. And only after a few short moments, a female servant hands you this big, white, fluffy towel.
So, I guess we can wait for them to get back.
Can I get the fake trident as a reminder? Yes, I think that can be arranged. And Frank Pru takes the towel and rubs himself dry. After just a few minutes, the mage comes back with the trident in his hands, gives the queen an ensuring nod. It's the real thing.
Good.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't describe my gratitude to all of you. Now,
I'll let the rest of the group know.
thank you very much. Now, let's get you dry again. And she takes Fang Pru's hand and leads him away.
I sense great future in the IC.
Well, but
You're lucky
King,
bastard.
I see you. I can.
well, supposed to bring him back? I'm not sure. Hey, Fang, you need me to bring him back, or are you good?
Nimble don't wait. Mino is in charge. What is that supposed to mean?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, young man. You see the alchemist running towards you. Greetings. Glad I just caught you. I finished the potion for your big friend. Here.
Alright.
He hands you 3 potions of polymorph.
Thank you kindly. I will get that to him as soon as I see him. Which I don't know. Alright, I'm just gonna leave without him. Thank you.
Good luck, man.
And, just gonna dimension door back. I think Fang Pru will come whenever he needs.
Yeah, I'm sure he's having fun. Okay, while Nimble and Fang Pru are gone, Leroy, what would you like to do?
Have the parts already arrived?
Some of them. It's still
Well,
late afternoon.
Well, I start working with the parts already have on hand. And try to build as much as I can with them.
Sure. You rolled 20s. What did you roll? 17?
17 plus my proficiency since I'm using tools to build it. And since my proficiency is doubled when I use tools, it's a 27.
27. Okay. Yeah. As with the parts you have already gotten, there is no problem. You let Mino kind of hold things up since he's big and strong, and connect wires and put this tiny clockwork mechanics in place. Some things need to be welded, but in almost no time, the few parts that have already arrived have been completed. And all of a sudden, you hear a loud poof, and Nimble appeared on the deck of the ship.
Howdy, howdy. I got your potions, Mino. And Fang Pru will be back shortly. He's just getting dried up and, I guess, chilling.
I think he won't be back for quite a while.
Well, it's none of my business, so I don't care.
Well, thank you, my friend. He takes the potions from you.
Can I see a small sample of the potion? A very small one.
Why?
Well, if I can find the ingredients, I can replicate them.
Sure. Mino hands you one of the bottles.
And I don't need the whole bottle, I just need a small sample of it.
Sure. Let's see.
And what do I roll to basically try and figure out the ingredients?
Either intelligence or arcana.
Let's see, which one has the highest bonus?
I'd say just be straight up intelligence.
Well, my intelligence at a 3.
It's. I think it's like knowing if a
Yeah,
plant.
it's the same.
Yeah.
I got a 19.
19. Okay. No problem. You take a few drops, test it a bit, taste it a bit, and find out that the main ingredients in these polymorph potions is a mixture of changeling, mimic, But yeah, you'll find the ingredient list.
Quite interesting. Well,
I think the finding ingredients is like knowing if a plant is poisonous. It can be either wisdom or intelligence. Potato.
If you ever need some extra potions, just if you can get me these ingredients, I can make the potion for you again.
Mina just looks at the list. They have parts of changeling. And Mina kind of slides off the potion. But he puts it in his pocket, but he doesn't look as excited about them anymore as before.
Well, you did want those potions.
Yeah. I should have asked beforehand if they're vegetarian.
Well, I could try to make a vegetarian friendly version of the potion, but it might not be as powerful as this one.
What do you mean?
Well, with a little bit more testing, I can try to use different plants and see if I can get the same effect, but not as powerful or long-lasting as that one you have right there.
Mino just...
I have to go, but it was fun, and if anything else happens after I leave, just type it in the campaign chat and I'll read it later. Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye!
Bye-bye. Bye, YouTube.
Goodbye.
Okay. Mino just nudges his big head against your shoulder. Thank you, my friend.
No problem. When it comes to science, I'm no match. And I'm glad at least I can help one person in when I can. Well, anyways, back to this machine.
Okay, I think that's where we'll end today's session. It might have been a bit slower than I actually intended it to be. What do you guys think?
I was pretty much scared when the axolotl came into play.
I actually hoped a bit that you would play the minigames, but I also didn't want to force you, and I know I should have maybe shortened the time you were at the festival, but I also wanted to give you the possibility to roleplay a bit.
Yeah, sometimes festival minigames are usually rigged.
I mean, I still, if you want to try them next session, I have them written down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure I don't see anybody cheating at poker anymore.
Yeah, Oddly was... I think Oddly is cute, but it's hard to play a character that's not mine. Because you have, of course you have your visualization of Oddly, but sometimes I simply can't come up with it, as I can't compete with what you imagine simply by thinking what I want to say. I know Oddly is super bubbly and happy and cute, but one thing in my mind, a therapist needs to be a bit more serious, not quite, and also me just needing to think what I want to say and translating it in English stops that a bit.
Looks like my Socratic method should get improved.
Your what method?
The Socratic method, where you ask questions, where you answer with questions to get a better result in making someone confess via your questions.
Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to try with Oddly, and like I said, original Mino is much happier and sounds more happy because I'm playing Mino and not 20 different characters at the same time. Yeah, but next session will be a bit more exciting, I promise.
Let's just say I'm really good at questioning and confusing people when they try to question me.
Yes. And you just taking my I need time to think since I'm the dungeon master and need to come up with answers. You're using it against me. But I will end this session now. Thank you guys very much for watching. And I will see you next week for a new episode of Tales of Algerath. Good night.
Mhm.